love. Also, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Please join the channel for it is $1.99. You can send super chats so we can continue to bring content. If you do not know who I am Dr. Lisa Noen, and Tia is on the other side of me. We run these channels. We run Seeing and All Knowing here, and we run the Knowing over on YouTube. I'm not feeling the best, so I won't have that high energy like I usually. How you doing, Demadre? But I want to talk about a case. Let me wait at least until about a minute, giving everybody a chance to get in. Hey, Miss Grace, how you doing? This is February the 6th, 2025. I'm bringing a story from Detroit. Hey, why me? How you doing, honey? You know, it's so many things are happening. And when things happen, hey, Miss Marcia, I hope you're feeling better, honey. When things happen, people always try to play the mental illness card. Everybody who said that something's wrong with them, that's not necessarily true. But this mother, I'm assuming she was a single mother. She was renting a house in Detroit. The neighbors noticed that something was wrong. She goes and she buys a shovel. Yeah. She has two boys. One, I think, is 3, and I want to think this one is 6. Thank you, Wami. Thank you so much. I want to say this one is 6. So back in October, according to the news reports, she unalived the 6-year-old, the older child. And I'll call him Little Boy King because his last name was King, and I don't put children name out here. So she unalived her 6-year-old. She kept the 2-year-old, and she fled to Cobb County, Georgia. That's up around the Atlanta area for people who do not know. So she was renting a house. The owner came to do some work like in November, getting ready to, put the house back. Hey, Miss Diane, getting ready to put the house back on, whatever he was doing, Section 8 or whatever, but to rent it so the income could be coming back. Well, on January the 6th, 2025, they found him in a shallow grave. I think they said, if I'm not mistaken, the landlord saw a foot. He went foot. And I think I think they said smothering and maybe some strangulation. I can't remember, but I know they said she smothered him. She bound his legs and arms together so he couldn't move. She dug that grave, thrown him in it, the way that I read it now. Because if she put him in a box or she put him in a bag, the foot wouldn't be out. Thank you, Tim. Very sad, Miss Marcel. Now this thing right here, like I said, get you in a chokehold. It has me one. I had heard about it 3 days ago, but I actually went and found it. And she did. She did this to her child. Put him in that grave, like dug it, the dirt over here, throw him in it, put the dirt back on it. You know she didn't dig it deep enough if her foot was hanging out. And went to Cobb County with the 2-year-old. They say to start another life. Well, that ended quickly because she ran into some trouble here. Now, this happened in October 2024. Now, we're in January. So in that little time, she don't got in trouble with the law. And that baby is now in foster care. And they trying to expedite her back to Detroit. You see how when you decide to have kids, if you're going to do them wrong and bury them, why don't you give them to the father or somebody else who want them? First of all, if you don't want them, you shouldn't have them. You just should not have them. And so the neighbor said she was acting strange. Let me tell y'all about people. When people are planning something, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. My notification came on. I saw the notification. That's why I kind of got startled. People are picking men, drugs, and everything else over these kids. When you decide that you want a child, you put your needs and wants down, because that child gonna need you. And everybody asks me, Doc, did you want children? I wanted one child. I wanted a daughter, a little girl. Well, I looked at my life and how busy I am. And the time that I was married to my first husband, I wasn't ready for a baby. I just wasn't. Now people can judge it any way they want to judge it. I wasn't ready for a baby, and I wasn't gonna bring a baby into this world. First of all, I was working all the time. I was going to school, trying to get these master's degree, because I have two masters. I was working, going to school. Then I picked up another job. So I was never there. So if I had a child, I thought about it. I sat down and thought about it. Me and him, we had a lot of arguments about it. But I said, I am not going to take my child to a daycare in the morning. Pick them up at 5 and take them to a night daycare till I can get to them. That ain't no way for a child to be raised and no way a child should be living. I am going to be able to work a regular job and then go get my child. I ain't going to be worrying about no school or anything. Now, we didn't do anything to prevent it. So had it happened, I would have waited till my child got older, like my mama did, to go out and do the things I wanted to do. But I do know that people can have children and go to school. I could have picked the online school and still win. It's just the Pacific school I wanted to go to. But if I had a child, I probably wouldn't even got a divorce. There's things that you give up for yourself when it's a child. First of all, I don't want everybody raising my child. I don't want everybody trying to take care of my child. I want to be there for my child. And that's how it should be. That's how I grew up. My mama was there for us every step of the way. To this day, she ain't never left us. Never. So when these people start saying, if you tired of your child, take them to a police department, a hospital, a fire station, a church where somebody is there, you can give them off and they'll ask you no question. She could have took that little boy to one of those places. They safe haven. They not going to ask you nothing. And you can walk away. You can. If you don't believe it, check it out. You can walk away. But why did she keep the 3-year-old or 2 at the time or whatever, but she left him? All children nags and can get on your nerves. A lot of them do all that whining and stuff, but that's a part of it. We did it. So now they say, she trying to say she mental. Everybody who's saying they mental ain't mental, y'all. And people was like, Doc, she got to be mental to do it. No, not necessarily. Was Susan Yates mental? I'm sorry, Susan Smith. I said Yates because Andrea Yates and Susan Smith. Was Susan Smith, when she rolled that car and put her little boys in the river, in the water, and had trapped them down in their car seat, was she mental or did she want a man? I'm just asking. They say apparently she'll have several affairs and flings and stuff with the guards in prison and stuff. She was up for parole and they denied it. They said she ain't been rehabilitated. And that ex-husband of hers that had them children, because she could have given him. He said gonna be there at every one of them to see that she not get out. But you gonna, just because the man say he don't want nobody with children, you gonna go and alive yours? I don't have any kids, baby. But if a man tell me that, I don't even want them. Because it's gonna come a time I'm gonna have my God, baby. You don't want children, you don't want me. Again, children cannot do it without us. The same way with the little 13-year-old girl. That could have saved that girl. Because remember now, he done went to prison before for it. And then all these family members, they said they were calling CPS. Were they aggressive enough? Let me tell you. If these children had told me, this man touched me. They touched me, auntie. He touched me at the birthday party. And then another one come up and say, he touched me too, inappropriately. And another one come up and say, he touched me. Honey, the police or the CPS, they wouldn't have to come out and check anything. I would call the local news station. I said, I got popping tea. Come on down. If you want a story and you want the first dibs on it, you better come on now. This is Dr. Lisa. Come on. I got something for you. And you going to get it before any other channel get it. But what it's about, oh, it's just about a sexual predator sleeping, having sex with his 12-year-old girl, and he got 5 children by the aunt, and the aunt allegedly, and mama know. Come on down. They're going to be so itching for it. You ain't calling them. I ain't calling nobody. I called y'all first. What wasn't them, some of them naming them folks? Atlanta Live, or Wake Up Live, or whoever. They gonna, yeah, WTVM. They coming. I say, ain't gonna tell nobody the story but y'all. And they said, who it is? Dr. Lisa Knowing. Doctor of Psychology. Y'all come on. I don't call. Ain't nobody listening. We don't know. In order to get them, you gotta say something. We think he coming in at night, and they know it. Going up in the basement. The little girl is small. She look like she don't got a little bigger. All of that is allegedly. But come on, I got the truth. Because they told me that they was touched 3 of them at a birthday party. Now, what time y'all gonna get here? Honey, I know this word. I don't care what nobody tell y'all. I know what this word. They're gonna say, well, where you at? Where y'all want to meet at? These folk at CPS ain't done nothing. Let's meet in front of their office. Come on down here to the Department of Family and Children's Services. This is the address. We'll be there in 30 minutes. I'm headed there now. I'll wait for you. So I'm sitting in there. Me and Till be sitting in there. So let me get this hair right. Give me that pocketbook. You know. Get on some makeup and been on the news. And when they come now, I'm going to tell them everything I know. And they're going to say, yes, I called CPS these many times. Look, we've been calling CPS since April 2022. I wouldn't have been calling CPS since April 2022. If you want something to get out, now we got social media. I don't have to do nothing but go lie down there and say I've been calling. And those case managers, workers and everything, they're on their cell phones, they're eating and everything else, and they unlock this office, and they ain't even went over there to see about the little girls that been touched by allegedly the woman boyfriend, and he's already a sex offender, and he ain't even registered. Y'all come on down here. Honey, they're going to eat it up. And then I tell them, if y'all ain't here in 30 minutes, I'm calling the other news station. Hey, Miss Mike Carter. And when the other news station get here, hey, Miss Jean, I'm going to tell them all of it. And I ain't going to tell y'all nothing. If you want first dibs, come on. It's a way you can do anything. But people be saying, I'm reporting it. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't nobody coming. But what if it was your little girl? See, people don't, oh God, people don't look at that. What if your 13-year-old or 12-year-old was pregnant? You gonna let it go? You gonna just say, oh, okay, she pregnant, she with child. Hell no, not me. No, 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 no. First of all, he wouldn't have been in my house. No, no. He wouldn't have been in my house now. But it's a lot. I wrote notes about these thirsty women. They thirsty. These women will do anything for a man. And they'll tell you that. They'll tell you. This was when I was in training. Thank you, Miss Matt Carter. Thank you, baby. I'm sorry if y'all can't understand. You know, I told y'all I was sick. But I wanted to come out with this story. And I wanted to go live. Because it was a power outage everywhere. AT&T, T-Mobile, everywhere in our area. So we couldn't get on. But I said, that's okay. Because I'll be there tomorrow. And when I woke up this morning, I was sick. So I have been sick all day. And it's an upper respiratory. That's what they say. But I don't know if upper respiratory causes you to have aches. And, you know, and my whole body feel like it's shutting down. I don't know if that's upper respiratory. I really don't. But anyway, let's move on. Thank you, Miss Mike Carter, Miss Jean. Thank you, Wymie. Thank you. So, they say, I didn't say it now, but they say that women are thirsty. That when let me tell y'all something. Ain't nothing wrong with being a little fluffy. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with it. You go out and buy you clothes, get your hair done and fix yourself up. And baby, you'll pull a man too. You ain't got to be this very skinny woman to pull a man. And a lot of women think that. See, like I said, I've been in this for years. I have been in child services since I graduated with my bachelor's degree. I've been with child services. So I see it. And they tell me, well, I'm lonely. How in the hell you can be lonely and you got 3 children? I don't get it. I don't have no children. I'm stretched thin and ain't lonely. I have never been lonely. Is there something wrong with me? I be praying. Don't nobody call me. I don't want no dog. I don't want no cat. I don't want none of that. But I don't be lonely. But people tell me all the time, Doc, I'm lonely. What? I be wanting to go to the movie. Baby, you ain't got to do nothing but get in your car and go on down there and pay for the ticket that you're going to see the movie. Get on in the popcorn line and buy you the bucket so you can get it every time you want and go on in there and watch the movie. What you lonely for? Do you not like spending time with yourself? I don't get it. I don't get it. I guess the doc is just busy. Because I sure ain't lonely. I be saying I need a few more hours in the day. You don't have to know how to spell it over here. Ain't nobody judging over here. Ain't nobody judging Miss Jane. I just don't understand it. They say I'm lonely and I need somebody. What? Go tend to them 3 children. They need you. I just don't get it. And when people with 5 children and they say we lonely, you got 5 children. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, your focus is on them. And I asked my mama, I said, Mama, why did you have all of us? She said, huh? I said, Mama, listen, you should have just had me. It would have been me and you, and I would have got triple the stuff that I got now. Or you should have gave me to Auntie Betty since she had no children. You could have gave me to her. But why did you have to have me with all these other siblings? She's doing good, Miss Jean. She really is. Thank you. I asked her all the time. And she said, fool, you wouldn't be here. You were the last one. Yeah. But you could have gave me to Auntie Betty. Yeah. I said, you ought to gave me to her because she didn't have no children. She wanted to see how it felt to have a child. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Thank you for stopping by, though. And she said, huh? I said, Mama, and this is what I'm saying. My mama said she was so busy trying to keep up with 4 girls. She ain't had time for no man. She said, I'm trying to run a grocery store and I'm trying to keep up with 4 girls. And then I got one away in college. She said, I ain't got time. She ain't had time for that. She said, I ain't had time. I knew y'all wasn't going to be live forever. I don't get it. And when people say, you know, I don't hang out with people, I don't trust other women, I don't be mad at them women for that. I don't. One said, she said, I'm not going to say that my daughter my best friend. But she the only one I tell anything to. And I tell her she got something to tell, she better only tell it to me. And they go out there. Now, she dates her. Think her daughter may be engaged. And she's divorced. She dates. But they still find time for each other. And ain't nothing wrong with that. So if you lonely now, I'm going to tell y'all something. If you're lonely, I want you to go get you a book. Not online. Go get you a physical book with at least 300 pages and start reading. And when you start reading, I want you to create a book club and invite me and Tia to come in it. And we gonna go get the book and we gonna read it and we all gonna read it together and come together on a conference or a Zoom and we can talk about it. Now that's for all the lonely folk. But you got to read it first. You got to read it. Tell us what the book is. And then we go buy the book and we read it. And then all of us meet once a week in the book club. And you ain't going to be lonely no more. Okay? All right. If, a lot of people have things at job. Some people cordial with their co-workers. And y'all get together on Friday nights. All y'all single ladies. And y'all go to the place that frying all the catfish. The catfish, the fries, the hush puppy, everything, the grits, all. Y'all get together at 5. And y'all eat that and y'all sit there and talk. And then y'all talk about the couponing on Saturdays. I know a group like that, so I'm going to have to join y'all group. They said, Doc, come on anytime. I ain't joining that group. They going to slow me down on couponing. Because when I was listening, it looked like they knew what they were talking about. So I sure ain't finna go now. But I'm just saying there's things out here so you won't be lonely. I'm serious. You won't be lonely. But if you're lonely, is a man the answer? If you're truly lonely, is getting a man or a woman. If you're male or female, however you do it, I don't care. Is that going to make you feel better? See, because you got to love yourself. 18 months during C-19, or whatever they saying it is now, I was here. And I ain't get lonely not one day. Not one day. I didn't have to worry about seeing my mama because I sat on the porch. Her and my aunt was in the car because they ain't stopped being together. Because they were together all the time, just the two of them. And then when it started to branch out, and my cousin started going out, I said, you got to pull away from your sister because the cousin going out. And I don't want you to catch anything. And I get it. But I never went to a car. And I went lonely. It's okay to date. But why date with your children? You don't really know the person you date. People meet folks at club the night and they move them in tomorrow. I don't get it. I don't get it. That's it for me, y'all. Just remember, first of all, if you came on late, I started off by a woman in Detroit. A lot of stuff going on in Detroit now. It always have been. We just hearing it now. But she unalived her 6-year-old. I'm not going to show the little boy even the side of her. And she fled to Cobb County, which is around Atlanta, Georgia. She unalived them in October. They didn't find them till January the 6th of 2025. Yep, I'm correct with that. And she had brushes with the law. And the 2-year-old, which I think he gonna got 3, he in foster care. And they finna expedite her behind back to Detroit. This is my question. And I don't know the answer to this. Are they gonna keep him in foster care in Atlanta? Or they'll take him back to Detroit? What a daddy. Hopefully it's a good enough person to come and get the child. I don't know. Well, to follow this. But it's sad when you want to unalive your own child and you could have took the child to a place. Y'all, this is seeing it on YouTube and done knowing on Facebook. And I'm headed right now to Facebook. First, they're going to try to find family for the job. Yes, they should. But then they're going to check out the family. And if all the family crumbles, ain't none of them fit to be with, then they going to put them with that one. They may try to send them back to Detroit. But I've seen in cases where they didn't necessarily send them back. I know actually caseworker just worked with this. And she had to fly out all the time. And I said, I know that's tiring. No matter what happened. I remember she called me. She said, friend, I can't see you tomorrow. She said, I'm headed to New Jersey. I said, what? She said, girl, headed to New Jersey to try to place 6 kids. If I can't place all of them, I got to try to place them around the area. I said, good luck. She stayed there 14 days in a chokehold because she couldn't get all of them placed. And I know we said they try to find the family, but a lot of times the family don't want them. What did you say, Doc? Oftentimes, we try to find somebody, but most of the time they can't. I love y'all. God loves you more. Y'all pray for these kids. Pray for our children. I'll see y'all on the next YouTube video. I uploaded one before this one. So as soon as it uploads, y'all go give it a thumbs up. Again, this is Saying It All Knowing It to you.